All right, back to the phones. Who's up next, Casey?
We got Jim from Tennessee. Jim, you're on with the Magic Mechanic.
Hi, Larry.
Hey, Jim.
How you doing? Listen, I got a 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 4.7 V8. It has that time and cane issue with it, the noise.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now if it isn't bad enough, I also have a '03 Dodge 1500, same motor, same problem.
Okay. What do you need to know with it?
Well, what's creating the noise? Because the pickup truck, it was making it so bad that I took the timing cover off and I changed the tensioners on it, both sides.
Okay.
And it's still doing it.
Well, did you replace the chain?
Not that time, because both of these vehicles have had head gaskets on them, both of them. And when I did that, I changed all the chains, guides, and tensioners all at one time.
Well,
now, chain stretch problem.
Usually on those, Jim, what I run into is if I get one in and it's making that sawing type of noise, it's usually the chain going over the cam gear rubbing the daggone valve cover, because there's not a lot of clearance in there, and you'll actually hear it hitting the inside of the valve cover. So that if you were to the point where you could put a tensioner on it, I can't imagine not going ahead and just hanging a new chain on it at the same time. The other thing is, too, and I tell folks this all the time, especially with Fords, is, Jim, when you do the tensioners on these, you want to make sure that you replace them with the ratchet lock type tensioners. So many of these timing chain kits are absolutely worthless that you buy. I try to use Cloys in most cases when it comes to that engine or most of your Fords. And the reason for it being is they have a ratchet type lock. So the tensioner can go out, but it cannot go back in for any reason. And some of them are just hydraulic, the replacements. It's just oil pressure is all that dictates the tension of your chain. But when you shut the vehicle off and it sets, especially for any length of time, those tensioners can, relax and actually loosen the chain up. And a lot of times people go and restart them and daggone jump time. I'm not going to take a chance like that with anybody's engine. I'm going to make sure that the tensioners I use have the ratchet lock feature built into them. If you don't, they can literally just fade back into the plunger can fade back into the actual housing, and the chain will loosen up. And that's primarily the number one problem with timing chain replacements today. And it's because so many younger techs do not know that. But you got to use the type that's got the ratchet lock on it. 4.0 Nissans, if you buy a kit, one of them cheap kits, and do all that work and put it all together, and then you start it up and it sounds like the timing chain's going to come unraveled and jump clean out of the engine, it's just not worth it. Make sure they've got a ratchet lock mechanism on it. If they don't, they will fade back in, your chain will loosen up, and you're not accomplishing anything except another day's worth of labor working on that daggone vehicle. But that's pretty much primarily what you're probably going to be dealing with. And on that one there, I don't think it had a phaser on the cam on that 2000 model, so I don't think that would be an issue to worry about. But in your case, do a little research on what I'm telling you here on the difference between those timing chain tensioners. Look them up. Just put in there ratchet type timing chain tensioner, and you should be able to pull that up on images on Google, and you should be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. The cheap, or whatever I call them, Chinese, whatever, they don't have that ratchet lock mechanism on them, and they'll just fade back into the tensioner, and you loosen your chain up, and give you continual problems like it sounds like you were dealing with. You have a wonderful weekend, and have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for the call, Jim.